Sharon Marvel. She's got a chance here. She's from New Jersey, 5'3", 135 pounds. She's 28 years old. And she was 6th in the 1990 Mizzo, 5th last year, only 8 points out of 3rd. So she, Tori, is knocking on the door.
You know, we've been following her career, too, for a while. She's been out there with a different name, and now she's marvelous. She's got great symmetry and great proportion. I've always thought that.
Strong legs.
Strong legs. She's a strong person, too. I mean, it's not just what you see. She squats like 500 pounds or something like that. So she is a strong person. She's a little thing. Little thing.
Well, 5'3", 135.
Yeah.
That qualifies as a little thing.
Must be said properly.
Right.
Thing. Thank you.
She's really only been training and competing for 6 years, 3 of those as a pro, the last 3 years as a pro. And you were talking about, we'd seen her before. We saw her in '89 when she won the middleweight in the Nationals.
Right, and
Right.
she sort of has that shape back again. For a while there, she would compete a little bit too smooth. Granted, I think she's a little bit smooth here, too, but she's better than what I've seen her in the past. And I've always enjoyed her symmetry and her proportion. She's a good poser, too. She has a sleekness and a sexiness to her. Oh, my goodness. To her posing routine.
There's the sexiness, and here comes the sleekness. On cue.
That's right. Couldn't have timed that one better.
Well, I truly, as we begin to wrap up our posing for the night, I've been very entertained by their dancing, their theatrics, their creativity. It just seems to get better. That's a great pose.
It is for her. It's a great pose.
Yeah, it is. It gets better every year. And I'm not just talking about Sharon. I'm talking about just about everyone who's a veteran and been back.
Yes, I think people are paying more and more attention to posing because they're seeing that's part of the competition. I mean, it's your presentation, it's your attitude, it's your personality that comes through on stage. And if your body is in great shape, you've got to finish it with a total package, and that's with a nice posing presentation.
What's it like to be the last one on stage? Were you ever the last one? You were?
In fact, a couple years in a row, you pull numbers. That's how you pull what number you come on stage. And I pulled last, I think, 2 years in a row.
I would think you'd like that.
I loved it. One thing is that you get a little bit nervous because you've watched 19 routines before you've been on. And then the audience is also a little bit fatigued. You know, they've seen 19 routines. But it's also sort of fun, too, because you wind up the whole thing and everybody's sort of waiting and watching to see what kind of routine you came up with. And, you know, it's got its pluses and minuses.
I think the pluses outweigh it, though, because as you say, you're the finale.
Yes.
You can close the joint down.
But you have to deliver, too. I mean, if you're a little bit out of shape and your routine isn't exciting and you're the last person, well, it's just sort of like finishing a book but not really knowing what the ending was.
And, of course, if several of the fans stand up and start to leave to beat the traffic, you know you're in trouble being the last one.
Oh, yeah.
That's not happening here tonight.
No, no. No, I don't think I've ever seen that happen before, fortunately.
Very nice. Wow. 20 hard bodies. You saw them all, and we enjoyed them all, didn't you?
Yeah, they were all in good shape.